This may look like a normal room to you, and it is, but instead of progressing as normal, we actually go down and return to the previous room, and we do this for the whole game. This is Celeste, but I beat the game backwards, and as I progress, the chapters will get harder and harder. Something else to note in, I will skip some of the rooms because sometimes they look like this, which requires very difficult mechanics to beat, and will also be watching this video to assist me when I cannot find a solution to a room. So, let's begin. Since this mod doesn't have a prologue, we start at chapter 1, where we look for my car keys instead of climbing a mountain. So I had to retreat into the previous rooms. Since it was the first chapter of the game, it was very easy to progress in each room. But don't worry, it gets so much harder. I found my way into the last room and grabbed the heart in the corner, continuing the second chapter. In this chapter, I was already woken up and needed to be put back to sleep. After I went back into my dream, I had to go up the same way I dropped down from and return to the battle lines. The first room with the battle lines were troubling due to the long rooms, and one small mistake could end the run, but I eventually beat it. Okay, I think we did it. We got it. Alright. I'm not really sure if the next room is possible, because during my failed attempts of trying to get to these dream blocks, I accidentally broke a secret block that literally skipped the whole room, and also had a secret CD there. Progressing in the chapter, the rest of the rooms with the battle lines were fairly easy, and progressed to the mirror. But the thing is, there was no mirror, and when I got to the end, the campfire also didn't do anything either, and I couldn't get to the phone booth since that path was blocked off. But it turns out, the heart was actually located where the secret heart is in normal Celeste. I felt like it would have been more appropriate if they added it here, but nonetheless, I continued to the third chapter. In chapter 3, we started off of the cliff, and had a conversation with Oshiro. I had to return back to the destroyed cliff, and still had to deal with Oshiro. Oh. After I beat the last room of the chapter, the rest of the outside rooms are difficult, like this room, where you had to time your jumps so you could bounce off Oshiro, which did take a while, until this happened. There was another room similar like this, but I couldn't jump back to the platform because Oshiro's hitbox would kill me. This took many times, and I still couldn't figure out the right timing for this, so I decided to skip it. After a few rooms outside the hotel, I was able to get back inside and see Oshiro, after seeing him give up from letting me in. Fast forward a few rooms, I tried to demo dash this, but gave up after a couple of tries, and found out you needed a key to enter the next room after reaching the end. Are you serious? I then entered into this room, where I had to fix all of Oshiro's messes again. But I had to start from the exit, already cleaning up the mess and then beating it backwards. This would make the rooms either really easy or make them look like this. What the heck? But on the final bubble thing, I got stuck in the first room. What? I had nowhere to go, but then I remembered that there was a secret room that was only intended for the crystal heart. After overcoming the rooms, I got the key and opened the lock. I don't know how I didn't see this, but while trying to get this key, I went the opposite way and realized when I got here. The rooms got more precise, doing corner jumps and fitting through this tight gap. After unlocking the door, the rest of the rooms were simple, except this part where you had to do this tech. Oh shit. This was the end of the chapter, and when— What the hell? Alright, so most definitely somewhere here. What the hell? Where is the key? I looked everywhere, and even turned on assist mode to see if there's any hidden keys, just so I wouldn't waste my time. But apparently, I was supposed to backtrack into this room, so I had to leave the chapter and return to the ladies section, and headed my way there. There was a secret room to the left, and then went straight into this room, where the key would be located. I then had to beat all the rooms once again, unlock the door, and went on to the next chapter. The first room of chapter 4 was— yeah, this was difficult. I was able to beat this room, but watched a video to help assist me because I have no idea what the fuck I was doing. The wind would also play a big role in this chapter, and died too many times to the wind. A few rooms later, I got here, where I had difficulty with getting the coin while the block was moving, being too late and having the block break. The next room required some creativity, requiring a jump boost off this ledge, then a precise wave dash on this block. On this room, I wasn't really sure what to do, and if this required corner jumps, I will not do— I see many corner jumps. The rest of the rooms were easy, having less rooms with wind and just being easier in general. And so I made my way back to the start and found the crystal heart. The heart, finally. In chapter 5, we started with Theo stuck in the glass cage again, and I thought progressing backwards with him would be difficult, but it turns out it's easier than most of the levels in this chapter. After entering the last room, I had to sacrifice Theo unfortunately, but he did state that he would be fine without me. Goodbye, Theo. I then needed to grab the 2 keys to further progress since this was here. I need the keys. After grabbing both keys, I unlocked the door, beat more rooms, then went back to sleep. After waking up, I already made a crucial mistake that I would not know. I needed a key to progress, but there was no key, and I couldn't backtrack, so I had to exit the chapter and return to this section, where I had to do these crazy jumps to get to the secret key. I could not do all that, so I had to skip it. After gaining the key using assist mode, I unlocked the door, beat more rooms, got back outside, but couldn't find the crystal heart. Until I realized this. I'm gonna take a guess. Oh wow, look at that. Why the hell would it be in that spot? In chapter 6, we started out with the double dash, and then it immediately takes it away from me. I also go straight into the battle line fight, but some of the rooms were surprisingly difficult in unexpected ways. Like this room where you somehow have to jump onto that moving platform in an inconvenient time, and tried many times to beat this room. I even put assist mode on and still had trouble getting onto that platform. I would never understand the skills of these Celeste players, dude. The next room that was unreasonably complicated was this room, where I had to climb onto this wall and jump onto the battle line, giving me an extra dash to dash onto this wall, and would neutral jump until I got to the battle line, but still couldn't get enough distance to get to the platform unless if I got to the top of the sidewall. This room did not have to be that complicating. I was able to beat the battle line boss fight with ease and was able to head to the normal rooms. In this room, the only way was up, but I had to make 2 difficult jumps towards the end. What? Don't die. What? Oh. Oh my god, I actually did it. Let's go. Most of the rooms in this section would be easier, moving fast and quickly through the rooms, and eventually reaching this room, where I had to clip through this floor using a feather. After doing these precise moves, I headed to the end of the chapter, but the crystal heart was nowhere to be seen. Oh. What battle line really meant was to go up to here and make this simple jump. Just gotta go there. If I mess up, it's like getting over it. It's literally like getting. Alright. After easily doing it first try, I headed into the sky, finding the crystal and beating the chapter. In chapter 7, we start at the top of the summit and descend our way into each checkpoint. Now, the checkpoints weren't too bad until I got here, where I had to fly in between this small gap, which is very challenging because if I ran into the wall, I would bounce off and die from the spikes. But after many attempts, this happened. Oh shit, I actually did it. In the next checkpoint, I need to think out of the box and drop on top of the feather, then immediately go above the spikes, and reach the next checkpoint. Many of the checkpoints were easy until I reached here, where I had to do some precise tech, and had to find a way to save a dash. I had to skip this part because I just didn't understand how to beat it, and even after watching a video to assist me, I still couldn't replicate it, so I had to skip it. I'm not fucking doing that shit. Other than those checkpoints, I was able to get down to the next section. And we are in the underground. In the first room, it was already a struggle. What the fuck? Come on. There we go. This room would also become challenging, since we had to be as close to the spikes as possible to reach the bubble, which took many tries. There we go. Once I got to this room, I needed to grab this key here by just jumping and dashing up there. There were no gimmicks, and it was really just a precise room, requiring a pixel perfect jump. And I tried many times, but I couldn't do it, so I skipped it. After that room, I was able to go to the next section. The next section wasn't even that difficult, except this room, where you had to precisely jump off this moving platform and hopefully you would land and dash to the end, which took many attempts, but got there at the end. Oh, in the next section, there weren't any difficult rooms, and I just kept going forward to the next part. During this part, I was stuck in an area where I couldn't progress, but I soon found out that there was a secret pathway going into this room, allowing me to progress. Like, why would they do that shit? In chapter 1, the doors would close immediately after getting all the coins, so I had to move quickly. A few rooms later, I headed to the last section. And the last section was just easy. And basically, that was it. The rest of the rooms were too easy to do, and I felt like I was just playing Celeste normally. A few rooms later, I found the heart and beat Celeste backwards with 991 deaths and taking just about 4 hours. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and if you want to see some more, please comment down below. Thank you for watching. Oh no.